Welcome back to the last session of this chapter. This is YMT112, Algorithm and Programming 2. We are still speaking about Applets, chapter 14. We had discussed all these questions. We will discuss another scenario and different type of questions. Write an applet definition that displays the word hello at the center of the pane. So here. And then the displayed hello should follow the mouse movements. So if I move the mouse, it should follow me, it should follow my mouse. Let's just go and create a class, a new class, and extend JApplet. I will call it follow me. You can call it whatever you like. It just makes sense to me. Now, I will import few things from the beginning so that I don't get stuck with all these import statements. Java.awt. I'll import all this class, and I will also import, I need some action, so action listener, awt.event, and I will import all the package. Okay, we don't have any other in this case. That's it. Yes, so I'm cleaning those. I leave the documentation for the time being. Okay. Now, do I have private members? Yes, because the question is telling us start from the center. So the center, by default, we said we can have this viewer, the applet viewer 200 as a dimension by default. So we can go 100, 100, 100 for X, 100 for Y. So I'm going to set private integers. So integer X coordinate, okay, X chord, let me put this one capital, chord equals to 100, and also Y chord equals to 100, the coordinates that we start up with. All right, so for the initializer, I can set up the background color. If you want, you can set background okay, set background, and then I provide here color, and I say it's white, for example. You can use the color that helps you best. And then I have another thing to be added for this initializer, or the constructor of the applet, is actually the class that we are going, or the instance of the class that we are going to create for listening to the mouse movement, because we said it should follow the mouse. So I will add mouse motion listener. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'll instantiate new. I will call it mouse listener. Okay. How about I call it my mouse better in this case, because it is my movement itself, my mouse listener. Okay. Yes, in that case, it makes more sense. All right, I'm done with the initializer. I need to create two actually things. The first one is the paint method, and then the class that will implement the mouse motion listener. Okay, so the first thing is public void the paint. You are familiar with it, we used it in the previous question, and here we need to use graphics, and we instantiate takes the parameter here, call it G or call it whatever. Now for graphics, of course, this is a mistake, graphics. Okay, in this case we need to create the scope. Now this one has a swirly line, we haven't yet created it, so ignore it, no problem for the time being. I need to call the superclass and pass it, or apply this paint to it, okay, and pass the instance. Now what are we going to do? I'll create a font. Why? Because the question is telling us display the word hello, so I need to display the word hello. How? I need to use the font. I create my font, my type of font, and I say equals to new font, and then I need to specify three arguments here. The first one is the font type. I'll use whatever we are writing with here, the Courier new. You can use whatever type you like of a valid font available in Java. New. And then, do you want it bold, italic, or whatever? So if you want it bold, for example, you use font dot. You can say bold in this case, or italic if you like, plain, whatever. You can use any of these, okay? Or if you want, look, for example, if you want to use bold, you can set it 1. That means either I use this way, okay, and this is totally fine, it's correct, or I replace all this by 1, and that's enough. It will be bold. Then the last one, the size. What kind of size do you want? The size of the font. In this case, is 30. Let's say you can place whatever size you like. All right. I just want it to be visible. Okay. Next to that, what we need to do is we need to use the font we just created. So I say g.getSet font. So whatever you want to paint or draw or use in this case, it will be set by this font unless you change it. I will use this font I just created, my font, okay? And next to that, I need to draw. And what do I need to draw in this case? I need to draw a string. If you remember earlier, I showed you the methods for drawing. There are so many of them. So we can use g.draw. And here what we care about is string. So I will draw a string and I'll provide 3 arguments. The first one is what we are drawing, hello, and the second one from where actually to start, or where is exactly the coordinates, where will I draw this string. So I will say x chord, and the second one is y chord, okay. That's it. I need to get out of this paint, and I will create another private class here, private class for my mouse motion, listener. Oh, I said my mouse listener. Okay, my mouse listener. Okay, implements mouse motion listener. Okay, so now we need to implement the there are 2 main methods we need to override. One of them I'm not interested much, I will speak about it in a while, but let me start up with this one, public void mouse moved. Don't want to make a mistake, mouse moved. This is its style, or this is its format, and then mouse event. I can say E. Okay, now I'll implement this one because we need the movement of the mouse. So how to catch the movement of the mouse? I have to update the coordinate. So x coordinate, this private attribute here, I say, is no longer 100. It will follow something that we have here. So it will follow. So e dot get x. So it will get you the coordinates, x coordinates, automatically while your mouse is moving, and then I'll use also y chord, and then get y, and also here terminate. Then I got these coordinates. If I don't use them, then it is useless and I didn't do anything. So how do I use them? But my paint is here. I can invoke repaint. So I can invoke the repaint, and it will apply the same process with new values. We'll apply the same process here, but with these new values with the repaint. Now we have another method. Out of this method, we have also another public method to be overridden, void. Mouse dragged. I don't have anything to do with the mouse event in this case, but I'll speak about it. I'll keep its implementation null with nothing here. So now that's pretty much of it. We have our mouse movement listened to and updated by repaint, and we created the initial placement of the word hello. Let's just run. Okay, that's it. So this is what I'm looking for. This is exactly the idea. Now initially it was like here, now it's following me. Wherever the mouse moves, it follows. Now drag is like this. There is no action, right? This is what I want you to do. Create also an action for drag. What's this action? What I want from you is like this. Now this is my applet. I want you to create a label, sorry, a text box here for one X and Y, the coordinates. So the coordinates, just leave them empty. All you need to do is, now this one will follow, okay? If you click, I want you to get the coordinates written here. So now let's say 100 by default. If you click, it will come 100, 100. If you click here, it will get another one. For example, here 0, 0. Here 200, 200. For example. So it will be displayed in these two text fields. I want you to do it. You will use mouse dragged, for example, or mouse clicked. If you drag the mouse or if you click it, try to do it, and that will be an assignment for you. Applets are extremely broad topic, so we cannot just have like 6 questions or 5 questions or few even hours explaining them all. That's not possible. They depend on your application. There are many things that you may need to learn by yourself or on your own. If you get stuck somewhere or if you have a question, feel free to get back to me and ask. And this will be it actually for this chapter. I hope you guys will benefit from these videos. Until our next chapter, have a good time. Goodbye.